Fun Spot. With 3 locations, Fun Spot Orlando, Fun Spot Kissimmee, and Fun Spot Atlanta, Fun Spot has an interesting collection of family roller coasters. Fun Spot got on Coaster Enthusiast map with Mind Blower as a looping gravity group wooden roller coaster. Currently, they are building a custom RMC hybrid coaster for Fun Spot Atlanta in AireForce One. But is Fun Spot worth a coaster stop? If you're passing by all 3 locations, is it worth buying a season pass like I did just to get these coaster credits? Find out as I rank all the roller coasters from the 3 different locations in this countdown. Of note, I visited Fun Spot Atlanta in March 2022, so ArieForce One was not up and operational yet, though I expect it to clearly be the best coaster in the chain. I also did not get to ride the Kiddie coasters, as I was told that you could only ride them with a child, though that might not be the actual policy. Number 6. Galaxy Spin. Kissimmee. Overall, 3. This coaster fits well with the family-focused aspect of Fun Spot, and the charming history that it used to be at Cypress Gardens just makes it more dear to my heart. As the worst coaster in the set of parks, it really isn't bad. I rate Wavebreaker the Rescue Coaster, Cobra's Curse, and 4 coasters at Six Flags Over Georgia below Galaxy Spin. Galaxy Spin is a standard, solid spinning wild mouse. My largest complaint is that the spinning aspect is almost non-existent, except for spinning with the various turns, which kinda defeats the purpose of a wild mouse. If you did spin like a top, as I've gotten on various rides on Six Flags Pandemonium, this coaster would easily be better. Number 5. Hurricane. Kissimmee. Overall, 3. Tucked into a charming back corner of Fun Spot Kissimmee, I want to love everything this ride and this area has to offer. Honestly, I went back to Fun Spot Kissimmee twice, not for Mind Blower, but because of the charm of this area and Old Town. However, the coaster is only okay. With only 1 real drop and a focus on turns instead of bunny hills or more drops, this coaster just doesn't have memorable elements. Though the unique steel structure can make one a little bit scared, even when she's used to riding bigger coasters. Number 4. Screamin' Eagle Coaster. Atlanta. Overall, 3. As the largest coaster at Fun Spot Atlanta for most of its time there, one would expect Screaming Eagle to be better. It does edge out its cousin in Hurricane, as Screaming Eagle focuses on more drops, allowing for decent airtime moments and an overall enjoyable ride throughout its course. This coaster just lacks anything special, besides the old school rickety charm, which makes it not as highly ranked. Number 3. Freedom Flyer. Orlando. Overall, 4. This coaster is a real treat. Sure, it's a below average coaster as far as a roller coaster is concerned, but the new Vekoma restraints on its suspended coasters are phenomenal. For those that haven't ridden one, instead of traditional over-the-shoulder restraints, these essentially have a tight lap bar that comes down over your shoulders, leaving your entire upper body exposed and free to move around, which creates a super unique feeling on a suspended, floorless coaster. When you add in that much of this coaster is directly on top of walkways without even a net between you and guests, this coaster messes with your mind by changing up traditional roller coaster norms. The coaster itself is just a few simple helixes on a suspended coaster. Nothing that I'm a big fan of. Number 2. White Lightning. Orlando. Overall, 5. A solid family out and back wooden roller coaster built by Great Coasters International. White Lightning offers what you'd expect from this type of coaster, with the faster pacing and sense of speed that newer wooden coasters, such as those from Great Coasters International, offer. However, I'm not a fan of the restraints on these coasters, as I feel that it wedges me into my seat too much so that I really can't enjoy the airtime this coaster offers. Number 1, Mind Blower, Kiddie. Overall, 8. The historic prize of visiting Fun Spot, this Gravity Group wooden roller coaster is one of only 8 inverting wooden roller coasters in the world. The Gravity Group is known for making fantastic yet enjoyable family coasters, as well as a few strong wooden coasters. So it is no surprise that Mind Blower delivers. The first drop was okay, but I really was expecting more. The inversion is a nice gimmick, but not too enjoyable beyond its gimmickiness. The rest of the coaster features a wild course of turns and small bunny hills. Although normally comfortable, the Timberliner trains that the Gravity Group uses normally reduces airtime on smaller hills, for me. This is especially true with Mind Blower since, understandably, the ride attendants push the restraints all the way into you since, well, you're going upside down. Mind Blower is also terribly rough. I like and I can enjoy roughness as a nice, beautiful gimmick. But the restraint bouncing and rubbing against me the whole ride hurt my stomach. I did notice that this coaster was smoother riding in the very front, as the airtime on the hills gave you a small break from the roughness. So you might want to ride up there if you can. I also noticed the right side of the train made the turns much more enjoyable, so try to sit on that right side as well. Overall, this collection of coasters offers a few unique credits, but the only really impressive coaster is Mind Blower, and that might be too rough for you to enjoy. And even that might not be worth the price tag simply to get the coaster credits. With most of these coasters placing in the bottom half or lower of the coasters that I've ridden, I'm not overly impressed with this lineup, even after combining all 3 locations. There are a fair amount of go-karts and flat rides, as well as a great atmosphere with Old Town at the Kissimmee location that you can enjoy at Fun Spot. With a particular shout out to the $10 free refill all season long cups. But if you're simply looking at making a pit stop at Fun Spot for the coasters, especially just one of their locations, it might not be worth it for a day ticket or even a season pass, unless you know that you will be able to return multiple different times throughout the year. What are your thoughts on the coaster lineups at the various Fun Spot parks? Do you feel these parks are worth investing in a season pass for so that you can visit all 3 locations? Let me know, and as always, Cup Coon Crap.